I remember a few years ago going to a party. I was on a committee and we had to be part of that whole party scene. And I reached there for 10:30 that night. And when it was 11:30, I was like, I don't want to be here. I wanted to leave. And that's the thing. Sometimes you want to go out, but you don't necessarily want to go out where there's people who are not your people. You want something else to inhabit your nightlife. Daylight hours belongs to your bosses, but when nighttime comes along, that is, for all intents and purposes, for you. That is your chance to balance and to enjoy life and to basically de-stress. And I found that one of the better ways to de-stress is in the cinema.
The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, was available on television. I have no idea why. I just remember seeing this movie, seeing the special effects, and there's a specific moment that stuck with me. It's a scene where the doctor is taking the defibrillator to one of the guys, and his stomach opens up into a mouth and just bites his arms off. By this time, of course, my cousins are traumatized, and I just fell in love. At that moment, I wanted to see more. It wasn't so much the horror element. I was just fascinated by how they did this, how they brought the monster to life. My first real experience, I think I remember, was Superman, Richard Donner's Superman. Seeing him fly, I felt like I could fly. And for me, that is what drew me to cinema, to all things cinema, just the way it could pull you completely into something and you become that character. I just fell in love with cinema after that.
Jet Li karate called My Father the Hero. That one stood out because my brother and I went alone to see that one, and it was an amazing picture, amazing karate, a beautiful kick-up, and we had lots of fun. And I was about 9 or 10.
I think the most memorable experience that I've had would have to be when in 2012 Dark Knight Rises came out and I was interning alone in Washington DC. So I was alone. So I didn't have my friends, I didn't have my family, I didn't even have my American friends from university. There was just a few people who I had met that time and I was cool with them. So we became friends, and then we went to go and see the movie, and there was this long, super long line because it was at Smithsonian IMAX that we went to go and see it. So we come out of the subway and the movie is gonna open in maybe like a half hour or something, and then I just start to run and they all had to just like catch up with me. So I started to run in the mist to go and see Dark Knight Rises, and it was basically just like that scene in Batman Begins, when after realizing that he can't commit murder, he just decides, he's just leaving this world behind, and he goes for a run through Gotham in the rain. And it was just like so purifying, and I think that memory to me stands out because it really speaks to how transformative stories are.
I guess the trends in theatre have impacted going out for an evening. It started, I would like to think, with giant screens and IMAX. We are kind of known for premiering with a midnight show in the IMAX brand. So that definitely is in the evening into the early morning. And more recently, within the last 2 years of launching with Gemstone, which has the dine-in, almost dinner and a movie type theme of going out in the evening, it has changed persons' ideas of coming out and having an evening out and dinner. It's blending two enjoyable experiences.
No, I would find myself sort of just, when I used to just say, let me go clubbing or let me go lime, I would more go watch a movie. I would rather choose that as a sort of relaxing, chilling sort of activity, to spend my leisure time in.
It is a fun thing to do at night. I mean, I myself, a lot of my friends, part of our nightlife would definitely be, let's go check out a movie. So in that respect, yes, I think it does, because it can become part of your entertainment, so to speak, especially if, like us, you love cinema.
You know, the crowds are varied, and it really follows the content. So really fanboys, if I had to speak to IMAX, because IMAX content is largely driven by DC and Marvel comics, and really big epic movies. So mainly, you know, couples that like and follow their favorite movie character. I would say for Gemstone, really it's mainly driven by women and their friends and their family that would come out and watch the movies. We do see that the mix of genre that's available on the Gemstone screens, and the intimacy of the halls tends to also bring out groups of friends.
I usually go to the cinema with friends or family. I never go to the cinema alone. I've done that once in my life. It was enjoyable, but it was only because my friends couldn't make it. So it becomes like a way that my friends and I can actually see each other, because life is, of course, really busy. So that is one thing that does anchor us together, like as a group.
Usually with wife and kids and other friends and their kids, if it's a kid-friendly movie. If it's adults, we make an adult lime out of it, or a boys lime.
Movies and content allow people to dream, to escape. It's 2 hours of getting into another world with someone.
If it's two people going out on a date, or if it's a recurring type of date night, you know, that consolidates the relationship. That's one of the things that does.
Me and my dad don't really lime. We good, but we don't really lime, and we would use that as a chance to talk about the movie that we're gonna see, talk about the experience, you know. It creates a closeness in families. That is one way I think cinemas affect families. It brings them together.
I mean, yes, you have the 1 or 2 crime scenes happening where cinemas are concerned, but for the most part, it's not like hearing that somebody, you know, you're afraid to mash somebody's foot in a club because you never know what might pop off. Or, you know, you're afraid that you stand up by the doubles vendor and somebody come out and plan ass here. You don't need that kind of stress, and I don't think you get that at the cinema.
So now we have places that, you know, it's more conducive to going out at night. We have Movie Town, where you can have a cinema experience, and then you can go out afterwards and hang out, have some drinks. IMAX has something similar, you know, especially their Gemstone layout. So yeah, it's definitely become more of a part of the culture, I think.